channel. Today I'm going to be telling you guys everything you need to know to become a YouTuber. There's a lot of aspiring YouTubers that are subscribed to me, so I just wanted to go ahead and do this video because it is my most highly requested video. So I was like, let me go ahead and do it, just get it out of the way for you guys. Just so you guys know, there are chapters in this YouTube video, so if you go into the description box, there are different timestamps. You can also scroll along the red bar to go to a different section, so if you're interested in one particular section, you can skip to that and watch the rest later, just in case you were wondering. I am going to be on my phone because I have a whole list of topics that I need to go over, and if I don't use my phone, I'm going to be stuttering, I'm not going to know what to say, it's just going to be a mess. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. The first thing that I'm going to be talking about today is dedication. When you start a channel, you need to know that you're going to be dedicated to it. Are you going to be consistent? Because if you're not going to be consistent, go ahead and delete the channel. Nobody wants to watch a YouTube channel that's not consistent. That's like the #1 tip. I know a lot of YouTubers say that, but it really is true. That's why people are saying it, because if you would not subscribe to a channel that does not post, like if somebody posts once a year, why would you want to subscribe to them if you don't really know them? You could have 2 videos in the span of 2 years. I'm not going to subscribe to anyone like that, and neither should you. So you got to always think about, would you watch this? Would you do this? Would you like this? And implement it on your channel. Make sure you're authentic, make sure you're yourself, because if you're not going to be yourself, again, go ahead and delete the channel. Don't try and copy somebody else's behavior, their demeanor and everything. They have their channel, or they are themselves. They have something related to them. If you want to go watch Kylie Jenner, then you would go watch Kylie Jenner. I'm not going to try and act like Kylie Jenner because people would already go ahead and subscribe to her. Just be yourself, because people are going to subscribe to you if you're yourself and you show more of your personality on the internet. I promise you don't have to change. You don't have to act like anybody else. Be authentic, be consistent, and have some motivation. If you don't think YouTube is fun, I probably wouldn't do it, because the reason I'm so consistent is because I'm like, I want to put another video out, or I want to post weekly. If you don't want to do it, then it's just forcing yourself, and honestly it would become a job before it even becomes a job. Like without the whole money aspect in it, then that's just not fun if you're forcing yourself to do it. So make sure you have the dedication. So this is a big section. This is just equipment. What equipment do you need? All of that stuff. So right now I'm using a ring light because the lighting in my house is actually terrible, and my camera does not do well in bad lighting, like at all. You don't need a ring light if you have really good lighting. So if you have white light in your house, that would be amazing for filming YouTube videos. But if you do want a ring light, there are some cheap ones on Amazon, like $20 to $30. But a ring light is not necessary, again, because if you have good lighting in your house. You need a camera. You don't need a camera. Everybody says this. I think every single YouTuber started out on their phone. I started vlogging on an iPhone 7, and that was really clear. I actually got a whole separate iPhone 7 just so I could vlog. So I had my phone, and then I had another phone just so I could vlog, and I got it from backmarket.com because they sell refurbished really cheap items. So I was like, let me go ahead and get this so I never run out of storage. And that was like my smartest idea ever, because I love that thing. But when it was ready for me to upgrade to a camera, when I just wanted to take my YouTube a step further, and I was like, okay, I've been doing this for a couple years now, like let me go ahead and get serious about it, that's when I got a camera. But you don't need one. You can use your phone. If you want a camera, you can get a camera. I had the Canon SX740HS, so if you want that, it's pretty good. As I said, it needs good lighting. The one I have right now is cheaper. I got mine on eBay for like $200. So if you just scroll through like Mercari, eBay, just all the like reselling goods apps, you can find some good cheap camera deals. Another popular camera among YouTubers is the G7X Mark II, Mark III, either one of those. Sony's are really popular right now, but again, those are on the higher end scale, and I don't think you should invest in a camera when you're first starting, because not a lot of people know you yet. I don't know, I feel like it's a poor investment because you're not going to get any of the money back for like a good little while until you get subscribers and stuff. You need a laptop or an iPad to edit. No, you don't. You can actually edit on your phone, and I'm going to talk about editing soon, like apps and everything. But editing on your phone is a really good choice if you're a small YouTuber. Again, that's how I thrived, guys. Like, actually, please don't scroll back to my videos. They're so bad. But you can scroll back and you can see that I was editing on my phone. Then I switched to an iPad. I got an iPad for my birthday last year, I think. So then I switched to my iPad, and that did me well. I loved my iPad. I was like, I'm never going anywhere else. And then I got a MacBook for Christmas. So then I kind of like progressed over time. Depending on if you have certain things, you can edit on a phone, you can edit on a laptop, you can edit on an iPad. It all depends on what is accessible to you and what you prefer, because honestly, I still prefer the iPad. So none of it is extremely necessary, but again, if you want to, you can. I would do this probably, it actually all depends. There is no numerical value of subscribers, like, oh, buy a camera, get a laptop, change your editing software. Like, no, that you don't need to do that. So it depends when it feels right to you. I think I switched over to like a more professional style ring light camera, iPad and all, like when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I think that's when I got serious, but it depends. People grow at different rates too, so it's all up to you guys. So the next section is editing, and this is a huge section. This was supposed to be a video by itself, but I was like, I'm not doing that. It might get boring. You guys might not want to see it, but let's go ahead and get started into editing. We all know the apps. iMovie, Final Cut Pro. Okay, no, I'm not giving you guys those basic apps because first of all, iMovie's good, overused, kind of old. It's a good software. It's a basic software, and if you want your videos to stand out, we don't want iMovie. Final Cut Pro. Who's paying $300 to edit? Not me. I don't even have Final Cut Pro now. So, I mean, you can use the student discount, but I don't know how to do that, and it's just not working out. So, here are some apps that are completely free. Completely free. Let me say it again. They're completely free, and you can produce amazing videos from them. Like, I know big YouTubers who use this stuff. So, keep that in your mind. For iPhone and iPad, you can use Volo, VLLO. Amazing editing software. I used to use that all the time. I swore I was never going to switch from that, but then it didn't have it on my MacBook because I have an older MacBook. So Volo is amazing. You can use that on iPad, iPhone, MacBook, and it is completely free. You can use CapCut. That's on iPhone and iPad, also completely free, also amazing. There's so many things you can do with that app. I literally love it so much. I also used to use that. As I said, you can use iMovie. That's kind of up to you. It's a little bit shaky. And then there's also this app that I use currently, and it's called VN, capital V, capital N. And you can use that on iPhone, iPad, and MacBook, the old MacBook and the new MacBook. So I really recommend that. I was so sad when I had to switch over from Volo when I got my MacBook. I was like, my videos aren't gonna be as good, my editing's gonna suck. I'm not paying for Final Cut Pro, so how am I gonna have good editing on a MacBook? And I came across VN, and it was like, that was my saving grace. Like, that was everything that I needed into one, and I literally love that app. That's what I used to edit. That's how I do it, basically. Just a little run through. There's multiple tutorials on YouTube, so literally just search up a tutorial and it will pop up, I promise you. The next thing about editing is thumbnails. How do I make my thumbnails, and what should you use to make thumbnails? To be honest, you can use a lot of apps to make thumbnails, but the two most popular thumbnail making apps that I've seen are Canva and Fonto, and let me tell you a little bit about each of them. I have used both when making my thumbnails. Canva is a completely free web app, and so much you can do with that app, honestly. There's thumbnail templates, there's all of that. There's hundreds of fonts, I would say. Hundreds of fonts, hundreds of layouts, so much creativity can come from there, and almost every YouTuber uses Canva. They just don't tell you that, I promise you guys. So you can use Canva just for the layout. That's how I get like my grid layout if I do a collage thumbnail, which is usually what I do for vlogs and stuff, because that's just what's most appealing to my audience and what's most appealing to me. Depending on your audience, it might differ a little bit, so you can check out the templates on kind of what would appeal to your audience. You need to know your audience and what they like. I would suggest doing polls on Instagram, or just interacting with them through comments if you want, or just go ahead and take a stab at something and then see if it works out, and see if this video got more views than this video or more likes than that video, depending on who liked it better, you know what I'm saying? So just try out different styles and like find the happy medium. But Canva, you can use that kind of for the layout. There's fonts on there, but if you don't want the fonts on there, Fonto, P-H-O-N-T-O, in the App Store. It's on iPad, iPhone. I don't know if it's on computer, but I know on computer canvas on all of those too. But there's hundreds of more fonts on Fonto that you can use for thumbnails, so really just go ahead and play around with it one day. It's really cool because you can favorite the fonts that you like. Unlike Canva, you kind of have to go and search it up every time, or it has the recently used ones. But on Fonto, you can literally save it and then it will save the font and you can keep using it the same way. A bunch of YouTubers use those for thumbnails, just in case you guys didn't know. The next thing is music. How do I get my aesthetic music in my vlogs and just in my videos overall? One, you can use YouTube yourself and you can search up aesthetic music. However, aesthetic kind of has different meanings. There's like the chill, like laid back, like lo-fi aesthetic music, which I used to use, but however now I'm finding that more popular on YouTube among the people that I watch. I use common everyday music that we hear that's popular in like a mashup remix that's also kind of lo-fi chill. So I find that on SoundCloud, and a lot of people are like, my music gets copyrighted on SoundCloud. Mine doesn't. Every time I've used a song on SoundCloud, it doesn't get copyrighted. So once again, that's one of those things you're gonna have to play with. You're gonna have to search up, like, if you have a specific song in mind, go ahead and search up the song and then like remix or mashup or aesthetic remix or something, and it'll usually come up. And there's a lot of talented people on SoundCloud, so just go ahead and do that, and you can screen record it and you can import it into whatever your editing app is. And I really like SoundCloud for my music because it's just so original. There's so much you can use, so that's what I use for my music. Also, there's this YouTube channel called The Tipsy Turtle, and they have a bunch of music that's literally like what I was talking about. I've heard some of their music on SoundCloud, but in case you don't want to have to download SoundCloud or make an account for it, which you guys are missing out if you don't use SoundCloud for your music, but if you don't feel like doing that, then you can go onto their YouTube channel, again, The Tipsy Turtle, and you can screen record some of their music. So I recommend subscribing to them and turning on their post notifications so that when they post a new video, then you can be the first to have their music, because you don't want to sound like you're copying other people out here. No, I'm just kidding. That's kind of everything that I have for editing, just the apps, the software, kind of all of that. There is a lot to editing, but most of it is a learning process. Some of it I can't really tell you because I have been doing this for a couple of years. Just kind of have to figure it out as you go, and you will find tricks. Plus, YouTube is beautiful. It's literally the internet. You can look up anything you want. So how to put a green screen in an iMovie, bam, 1,000 tutorials right there. How to make an intro, boom, 1,000 tutorials right there. Like, you can kind of figure it out if you use your resources, so make sure you use those in place. But this is just like a general overall tutorial in case you're confused about something. So, content ideas. How do you come up with the content for your channel? You're interested in making a channel, shoot, what am I gonna post? That's the problem. You need to think of kind of what YouTuber you want to be. There are different niches. You have to pick your niche. So my channel is mainly vlogs. Like, this video kind of came out of nowhere. Sorry to my regular subscribers that are having to sit through this for this week. Like, I'm a vlogging channel. There are some channels that just do hauls. There's some videos that just do prank. There's some videos that just do cooking. Like, you need to find what channel you want to be. And if you want to have a mix, a healthy mix, then that's good. Just make sure your audience is authentic, because when you try and do the sub for subs, those don't work. Even though you may gain quick subscribers, they will unsubscribe from you. You need to go ahead and pick your niche. If you want to do vlogs, make sure you can have interesting vlogs. Make sure you're going somewhere, you're doing something, even if it's like a reset routine. If you're doing beauty, make sure you're doing like a beauty challenge, makeup tutorials, all of that. Whatever you want to do. If you're doing pranks, make sure you have family or friends to do it on, what you're going to be doing. If you're doing public interviews, make sure you know what you're going to be saying, who you're going to be doing it with, all of that stuff. It's really like, you have to figure out what you want to do. And if you're trying to build a certain audience, the best advice I can give anybody is to just go ahead and start a channel. Just take the leap of faith and go ahead and start it. This is about monetization, so let's talk about the monetization requirements. And for any of you guys who don't know, what is monetization? Monetization is how you make money from YouTube. A lot of people, when they think, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, they think of the money. As I said in the beginning, make sure you're genuinely doing it because you like it and it's not a chore, because if you're just doing it to make money, nothing fun is gonna come out of it. And your audience, trust me, they can see right through the screen. They can see you. They'll be like, she's kind of fake. I can tell she only wants this for the money, unsubscribe, and that's how you lose followers, subscribers, an audience, a platform, and without that, you're never gonna reach monetization. To be monetized, you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So 4,000 watch hours is just how long people watch your videos for. Each time somebody watches your video, it's like a couple of minutes, but you need 4,000 watch hours. How did I get my 4,000 watch hours? I don't even know. I had a couple viral videos that kind of blew up out of nowhere, which is how I achieved it kind of so fast. I achieved it in my first year, and I don't know if it resets each year. I hope it doesn't for y'all, because when I watched a video about it, they were like, it does reset after each year, so you need to either get the 4,000 in 1 year or try it again another year. I'm not really sure because I did achieve it in my first year, but you kind of just need a viral video, or you just need to post, and then have consistent audiences watch the post every single time, make sure your views are up, make sure all of that. So to see your watch hours and your subscriber count, there's an app called YouTube Tracker, and I would go ahead and download that on your phone so that you can see exactly where you are at all times. How do I achieve the 4,000 watch hours? As I said before, there's not really an algorithm to it. However, there are certain times of the year where content is destined to blow up. Some of my iPhone videos always do really well for no reason. I don't know who watches those, because half the time I don't. I always say that I don't like those videos, and then they blow up. What's on my iPhone videos are sure to do good, and I have no idea why. Just make sure you have some decent lighting and a good screen recording going, and you'll do fine. Another thing is back to school season. My school starts earlier than others, so I'm kind of one of the first people to put out this video every single year. But every single back to school season, I swear people are just like in the back to school mood, because everybody's watching first day of school get ready with me's or prep for my first day of school. My first video to ever blow up was like get ready with me for freshman year or something, and that just did numbers on my channel. And from there I think I was at 200 subscribers before the video was posted, and 1.5k after the video was posted, and I had hit my 4,000 watch hours. And then I did a school vlog that also did numbers. You gotta figure out when content is trending. Hop on the trend, put your own spin on it. Don't make it like everybody else's, because then people are going to get bored and click off. But you have to find a happy medium with following the trend and putting your own spin on it, and I swear you will hit those 4,000 watch hours. It seems a lot harder than it is, I promise. It's not terrible. People have achieved it. I've accomplished it. You guys should too. So just have faith, you will get monetized. And then how YouTube does it is you have to make a Google AdSense account. I would not advise making it before you get monetized. Follow YouTube's processes, because I know some people have, oh, like, let me go ahead and make the Google AdSense account so that when I get monetized, I'll just connect it right away. Just follow how YouTube has it set up for you. It's pretty straightforward, and they walk you through it. They're gonna make you fill out some tax info, verify your identity, put your bank account in so that they can set up payments, and then the threshold is $100, so each time you hit $100, YouTube will send you a check to your house, and that's kind of how you get money. Or it can be deposited right in your bank account, so it depends. That's kind of how you get monetized. That's how much money people make depending on how good their videos do. So another section that I have is sponsorships. Another big question that I have. So I kind of have a highlight on Instagram where I just show all of my PR and my sponsorships, my collabs. And people constantly ask, how do you get sponsorships? How do you do this? How do you do that? Sponsorships come to you. You don't go to sponsorships. Some people try and reach out to brands. They don't really respond. You're gonna go right into their junk email, because they're not gonna, like, they have better things to do. Like, if I was H&M right now, would I be looking at Sarah, the small YouTuber, and trying to send her stuff? No, that's not what I'm gonna be doing. So sponsorships come to you. I think my first sponsorship ever was Dossier, and then it was like Zaffle. I don't know. You can scroll back through my channel. Honestly, like, the evidence is here for you guys. But sponsorships come to you. So make sure you have a business email aside from your personal email. That's what I did. It helps you so much, because then you can actually post the email around, say like, hey, contact me for this and this and that. and so then brands can contact you directly. Make sure you check your email every day. They're gonna send you an email talking about what they want to do, what they want you to do. They'll either have you like make Instagram posts, Instagram stories, a YouTube video, or just a YouTube mention. They'll have different requirements. Some companies will make you sign a contract. Some will say the mention has to be a certain length. Some will say you can't say this word, this word, this word, and this word. So you really have to read through, make sure you read every single thing they send in entirety, and then sign your name if you have to sign a contract, because no. And also make sure you talk to your parents before you sign contracts, because half of us are underage and that's not good. Just don't do it. Make sure you talk to somebody or somebody you trust before you sign contracts, so you're not stupid getting yourself stuck into something that you can't deliver. How I do it is they email me, I tell them the rates that I do. So I do charge people for sponsorships, and then if they agree with the rates, then they'll be like, okay, we'll send you this, this, and this product so that you can review it, you can mention it on whatever, and then they'll pay me. So rates is another thing that people are kind of unsure about. I don't know, guys. Some people are unsure when to start charging for sponsorships. As soon as you get your first sponsorship, I feel like you should go ahead and charge. Even if you really don't know what rate to do, just throw a number out there. Something that's reasonable depending on what they're asking from you. So if they're asking for just a small YouTube mention, don't say I want $100, because they're not going to do it. But if they're asking for a YouTube story, a YouTube Instagram post 3 times a week, or some, depending on, you know, what it is, or a dedicated video, then you can charge them a little bit more. Think about what the content you're making is worth and apply that to the situation, and then you just gotta find your own rates. You can look it up online. I'm not going to share my rates because it's different for every situation, so it's not really straightforward or something to explain. But go ahead and start charging as soon as you get your first sponsorship, because big businesses love taking money from small YouTubers, and you don't want to fall into that trap. So go ahead and start charging, and you may lose some sponsorships, or it may be uncomfortable to ask, but businesses understand, because businesses are a business. They understand how you work, so you just you gotta ask. You gotta advocate for yourself, because if you don't, then they're gonna take advantage of you, and you are going to be a free advertiser, which has happened to me many times. Don't let it happen to you guys. That's what I'm telling you now. The last section that I have is just extra tips about YouTube, just things overall. How to come up with a name. I use my first and middle name. Most people use their first and middle name, but others, like A It's Maya, for example, she used A Is Maya. Like, you can come up with some like slang thing or something that's interesting to you, but make sure it's a name that you can have for a long time, because if all of a sudden you change your name on your subscribers, then they're gonna be like, who is this? Why did I subscribe to them? And then they'll unsubscribe. So make sure you have that squared away. Promotion. How do you promote your YouTube channel? How do you get the word out there? I made a separate Instagram, as I said, and I would just promote. Let's talk about it in terms of now, because I was scared to talk about my YouTube and say that I had a YouTube, but now I'm proud. I'm so proud of how far I've come. I tell people about my YouTube all the time. Sometimes I'll just be carrying my camera and people will ask me, so just go ahead and tell people about your channel, and that's the easiest way to get promotion. Post about it, talk about it. All of that will get your channel out there. That's pretty much all that I have for YouTube advice. So let me know how you guys like this video. I hope it helped you guys somewhat. This is like my most requested video. This is all the stuff that you guys asked me. I hope to God that I got everything, because I'm not making another video like this. I hope this helped you guys, and I will see you guys in my video next week. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Tell me how you like this video, and if you have any more questions, drop them down below and I'll be answering them in the comment section. Also, make sure you follow my Instagram and my social medias. At Gabrielle Carson is all of my social medias, but mainly just follow my Instagram and my TikTok. Those are really the two, other than YouTube, the stuff that I'd be active on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!